Alright, so let me go look at the water over here. I think the grasslands had the water. So I'm not really sure how to use water in Unreal, but let's find out, shall we? What the fuck? Man, alright. Like, what happened to scaling this thing? Is it upside down? There's no sun in the sky, so I don't know what it's reflecting. This scale tool is just not very good. Like, I'd like to be able to like drag it or have it scale much faster than this. Just gotta pump the damn mouse to get it to do what you want. Alright, let's throw all these boulders into a folder here. We need to build the lighting and all that stuff. I don't like how the water has to be this square thing. Is there any way it's like a geoplane? So I mean, trying to think if I had a deformable plane or something like that. You know, I just kind of draw it in here or something, right? So I think all the boulders need to be moved up a little bit, like this. So it looks like the reflection for our 2D character looks like absolute trash. The reflection for the 3D objects looks pretty good, but what is with all this shadow stuff? Is that just the lighting needing to be rebuilt? Let's try building this. See what it looks like then. Oh wow, look at that. That looks really weird. Is there like a build all? Yeah, you just click the build button. What a concept. I do not understand what is going on with those rocks there. Like, I guess it's the shadow of this other boulder on this boulder. Something like that, you know? Well, what if we set them all to stationary? Or if we set them to movable? Yeah, we'll just set them all to stationary. I don't know enough about all this to know exactly what's going to happen with, like, why certain things look the way they do. Well, they're all static, so let's just set them to static and let's build it again and let's. Alright, well, I'm getting kind of sidetracked on stuff, so we're just going to leave the lighting as it is and see how that goes. Alright, the next thing is going to be, we're going to want the waterfall in the back there, so let's see what Adam did for the waterfall in this other level. I think the beautiful corner had that. So we will copy that. And we're going to throw it back here. So we have particles. Let's see, I want to test content. I'd like to make new particles. So let's make a copy of this. So inside of our test content, I'm going to call this pix waterfall base. And I have not ever used this particle emitter system. But that doesn't mean we can't do something with it. Oh my god. This editor. Alright, basically what I want this to do is I want to create this base here. I have absolutely no idea how to use this. Alright, let's see. I can't undo. Okay, I see. I was just closing it. Well, we don't want nearly as many particles. So let's see. There's sort mode, emitter duration, emitter stuff, spawn parameters, instant, burst scale, module editor, rate. Distributed float constant? Okay, that works. Let's try 555. So, let's see if any of this is starting to look like what it should. Oh, that just looks bad. Basically, the mist is getting cut off by the water plane, and that looks really terrible. I hear nothing. What? You hear nothing? Or is it I'm saying nothing? Because... I can hear myself. Alright. Yeah, right now I'm basically trying to recreate one of the concept art scenes in general form, and the idea is once we have one of these in place, then we can kind of figure out how to get each section looking how we want it to, and work on kind of our materials and all that sort of stuff. You know, visual target sort of work. Also kind of seeing the limitations for the things in Unreal for what we want to do. It seems very long. Well, has to do with, you know, the camera angle. I mean, this picture, I mean, if we're going to have this big tree line here coming back and all that sort of stuff, like, we need some real estate to work with. And, well, if this is just too long, well, that's fine. Yeah, we have a field of view that basically So if you're running past and that was kind of what you'd see. Yeah. Why is he... Alright, let's rebuild the lighting. Yeah, I zoomed the camera out so I could kind of make a larger shot. And let's see if we've got this moving texture water stuff here. I don't know. We'll just leave it alone. Let's continue with our basic roughing out this thing. So we got water, we got the waterfall, we got crappy particles on it. We need kind of the foreground trees, background trees. Let's try to get the background trees in there. So do we have any content for any of this? Like I've got some shrubs and some stuff like that, but do I have any trees? Yeah, we've got some kind of shrub stuff. Got some foresty crap. Come on, Unreal. Ooh. This is an odd piece. This is a 4096 by 4096 texture. It is gigantic. Well, let's see. If we were trying to make How are we gonna get some trees and stuff looking anywhere near this background? I guess we can go grab a tree from one of the other levels real quick. I guess everything is really lit, so yeah, everything is super lit. Well, let's see what we can do if we throw lots of these things here. And we're just trying to rough this out. We're not trying to make it look perfect or something. We're trying to basically just get a feel for what we need to do. Skybox? Yeah, we'll get there. I'm doing it one thing at a time though. And the skybox is something that kind of sucks to deal with, because whenever you click on something it gets in your way. And just one thing at a time. So what's in the background behind this waterfall? It looks like there's an opening, so we want to let's see if we can do something right here. Oh yeah, he looks totally correct right there. Let's see why he's not rotating properly. Ah, we're not hooked up anymore. Well, maybe I can attach to the editor. Nope, looks like it's not going to load anything up. Figure it out later. It's going to be a bug with something I just wrote. Well, that kind of gives the idea of the surrounding trees. Let's build the level though and see if that helps our frame rate out. Yeah, that's not too awful. The camera is fixed. Yeah, pretty much. That gives the idea about what I'm looking for. That's a lot of damn bloom over there. Jesus Christ. And this is going to be like, we need a lot of post-process shit going on for everything here. So, you know, I'm just roughing this out with crappy assets. And then the idea is hopefully we can fix a lot of weirdness with some material shaders and all that. Alright, so we have all this. Next thing we should work on, I guess the foreground trees real quick. This tree looks fucking awful. Like this, because it's all flat. It's like, what kind of tree grows like that? And this is me, you know, the engineer guy messing with the art stuff. So you know, it's gonna look like complete shit. So I'm looking for other things. I'm looking for like, okay, the shadows look right. You know, like I can just stick this thing inside of the rock and it doesn't look completely ridiculous. The opacity masking working properly. That's more what I'm going for here. Excuse me? Ooh, look at that. That is a weird artifact. What's going on there? This horrible blurring. I'm guessing that's lighting being built? Let's make sure. No, it is not. What in the hell is causing all that? Is that the sprite? The masked sprite? Or... yeah, it's not getting drawn through the mask. And that has the same issue there too. Ugh. Well, let me Google it real quick. Let's see, masked object causing reflection issues. Unreal. Well, let this build real quick. It's like there's some hidden object, there's some hidden geometry there around the tree, which is causing horrible issues. Though I can look up the reflection stuff later just to see what's going on with that. Alright, we're gonna need the far background now, I think. Well, we could get like some... How would we get kind of some clumpy bush sort of stuff on the rocks here? Like this moss. Do we have any moss anywhere? I could try the grass stuff. Alright, so that's not too awful. Like, if we threw stuff along the ground, it doesn't look great, but it doesn't look completely ridiculous. Actually, it kind of does look totally ridiculous. mean, it could be part of the actual geometry of the rock. Could be made with an actual chunk of stuff. So the question is, do we have any actual 3D models which could be put on top of this thing? I mean, maybe if we had a sphere. Yeah, okay. I dragged the wrong thing on there. Alright. Let's see. We don't need this to cast shadows. And where is the collision for this thing? Collision. Oh, collision. So we'll try putting a lot of these little things on here, kind of simulating moss on these rocks. Well, it doesn't. It looks like it might be able to work somewhat. Hmm. Well, it looks like it's going to look really flat if it's just kind of like a texture that's kind of slapped on there. 2D planes do seem to work alright, but we need a lot of them. So, alright, I'm cool. I'm okay with that for pretty rough stuff. Alright, so we want to work on, I guess, we want to throw some mountains in there, so we need some mountains in the background. So let's go grab some mountains.